Greetings to all. I am Dr. Ashok Kumar Katta, Department of MBA, Associate Professor of Management Studies, Vistas, Semester 2, Operations Management. Today, topic for the presentation, which is talking on historical milestones in production and operations management. If being a manufacturer, everyone has to know definitely what are the recent trends about the business world, as well as we should know about the history, the origin of production and operation management, how it was introduced to the world. Here, according to the research, the historical milestones were split up to the 6 important parts. First one, Industrial Revolution, post-Civil War period, scientific management, human relations and behaviorism, operation research. In the present scenario, we all are in computer era. First, we'll talk about Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution developed in England 17th century. In the year of 1764, James Watt was introduced about the steam engine. When the steam engine was introduced, automatically it was heavily replaced about human and as well as water power related factories. Even Adam Smith also, in the year of 1776, he was talking in his book of Wealth of Nation, especially he was point out at one important point, that is specialization of the labor. At present scenario also, the concept is highly validated because each and every employee we have given such a great importance in the industry based on that their ability, skills and how effectively they are working at the organization. Being a skilled employee, they will be getting very good recognition, appreciation from the management. If an employee is semi-skilled or an under-skilled, definitely they will be providing proper training for effectiveness and to elevate more standards of the employee. In the late of 17th century also, they were talking about planning, controlling the task of the workers, because when the factories are entering into the world, definitely there is a greatest importance for the machines. When the machines are taking place, each and every employee, they should know how to work with the machine. They should have a proper planning. Relatively, each and every task was assigned, scheduled to the worker. Relatively, they were expertise in the particular domain. Here, the Industrial Revolution was not at all stick on only in England, but also that was spread over all the European countries and as well as United States also. In the year of 1790, they are talking about the concept of interchangeable parts. Because of the concept of interchangeable parts, core product will be fixed and as well as the supporting elements can be changed automatically. That is the greatest importance for encouragement of the industry. Instead of buying 20 or 25 machines, by purchasing 2 or 3 machines, by changing of interchangeable parts, it can be save time, money and as well as production process can be more effectively. Here we can able to see a real-time example like a screwdriver. In the screwdriver also, multiple purposes can be used by real-time consumers. Here the base of screwdriver will be fixed and as well as the supporting part, we can able to find out n number of variables. Each and every variable will have a different variety of facilities. Here the first foremost, the textile industry, when it was introduced and rapid developed in US, automatically that was spreaded to the all over the globe. In the 17th to 18th century when we entered, people are talking about gasoline engine. So far people know about the steam engine. Then when the gasoline and as well as electricity engines are entering into the world, ultimately this was giving a better hope, scope for the development of the industrial sector. Later that, the wheel was simultaneously entering into the business world. When the wheel was entered, that was created a tremendous growth, development of the entire industry, as well as the governments also in the particular countries. They were talking and starting about the industrial policies, about their industry development. Here also in the mid of 18th century, they were talking about here and after we should not following about the cottage kind of system. This was replaced with help of by the factory system. In the factory system also people are talking about the diversification of the products, which means by producing of one or two products, it is not sufficient for development of industry, and as well as in the day to day the needs requirements are highly influencing and increasing. Relatively, the industry sector has given a boost up for increasing of purchasing power and as well as availability of the product, which is really helpful for the entire industry. Second important point, which is on post-Civil War period. During the Civil War period, there is a greatest importance for expansion of the production departments. Why? Because of in the Civil War period, there is a need, immediate requirement to satisfy our hungriness. Hungriness can be satisfied only by eating or by consuming of the physical form of goods, products. All these goods, products can be produced by only the industries. When the industries are entered, automatically the people are purchasing power was raised, consumption rate was increased. When the consumption rate was increased, ultimately what the industries are done? Rapidly, they are trying to focus on increase the production capacity. When the production capacity was increasing, behind the screen, they are buying n number of machines, they are hiring n number of employees. Earlier in the cottage system, per day you are producing 1500 products, but that is not at all sufficient for the by the time of population. Now the density has raised up to 140 crores. When the density was increased, definitely there is a rapid production. That means every day you are in a position to manufacture 1 lakh to 2 lakhs units. Then only that can be satisfy the needs of the people. At present, when you talk about the 20th century also, rapidly there is a growth of capital, production, capacity. Capital, the most of the companies, they were registering with the help of stock exchanges, many other avenues. They were ready to help for the industrial people by issuing of the shares, being a shareholder, being a debenture holder. You are investing money. Rapidly they were using about development of their industry. Whenever they got capital from the investors, they were spending on how to increase the capacity of production. Why we are going to talk again and again on the concept of production capacity? Because the production capacity is only the element of to showcase about your product. Should I buy or to be transferred to somebody else, or what is the quality standards of the product can be knowing only the plant capacity. Directly or indirectly, production capacity will be influenced by the demand of the company products. The expand of urban forces. When the industries were taking place, ultimately they are providing very good job opportunities for the employees. Automatically, the person whoever completed minimum educational background from the rural areas or else to lead by the better life or to be working in such a MNC or national companies, definitely they are looking for to work at urban forces. When the urban forces are taking place, ultimately population was increasing, density is increasing, job opportunities are rising, then people are getting many more benefits. Effective national transportation system. As we know about at the time of Vajpayee, when he was working as a prime minister, he proposed and talking about the golden quartile system in the country. when the golden quartile system was introduced, this is also called it as in the name of national highways. Because of the national highways, there is a connectivity between one state to another state. Ultimately, the transportation cost was little bit high, and relatively you can able to reach any state within the stipulated time. Scientific management. The scientific management theory, which was proposed and introduced by F.W. Taylor. So people will call him as the father of scientific management theory. He is basically talking about shop type of system. Here what they will do, each and every worker, he will be assuming that they are the skilled employees. We need to transfer to them how to work more and more effectively. By learning, by training, definitely we will able to see each and every worker SWOT. At the earlier stage of 19th century, people are using about stopwatches studies. In the concept of stopwatch studies, the moment worker, when he was starting his work, he will press starting of stopwatch. When the work was got over, again they will be pressing stopwatch. So automatically the industries will be knowing how many hours the employees are really working at the company, relatively what is the output of the company. That is knowing by measurement of stopwatch studies, and these studies also introduced by F.W. Taylor only. Material specification. Here the companies, they should give a clear-cut clarity what kind of products you are trying to produce, whether highly qualitative, which is going to call it as A level, medium quality will be take it as B level. If it is cheaper quality, can name it as C. So if you are producing a high quality product, relatively high specification of material can be received by the companies. We need to have a very clear-cut method of working style. Why? Because with the help of the working method can be measuring about the performance of the employee by seeing motion picture cameras, or by appointment of supervisors will be monitoring, observing about the performance of each and every employee. Based on the suggestions which are all given by the supervisor, relatively the management will decide, can we provide training for them? If you provide training, will it be give much more benefits for us, or it is going to be a loss for us? Will be monitored, will be knowing by the company executives. As we know very well, providing a salary for the employee is not at all sufficient. Employee will be expecting non-financial benefits also. It may require library facilities, housing facilities, drinking water. So those kind of incentive system compulsory we need to provide for the employees. We cannot able to treat donkey and horse both are same. Based on their work efficiency, they will be appreciated by giving an incentive kind of system. In the pattern of scientific management theory, some more important points like standardized product design. When you are talking about 1920s, manufacturers are very few, buyers are very high. So that is going to be valid those days. By maintenance of same kind of product design can be produced huge quantity of products. When it comes to the current scenario, this concept will not be valid because taste and preferences are day by day which is changing. Relatively, they need to change about by the product, and especially in the manufacturing sector, people if they want to buy a two-wheeler car or four-wheeler car, they won't show any kind of interest to buy in the month of November and December. The reason behind that, next month is a January, new designs are taking place, new products which is going to be introduced into the market. So that is the current scenario. Mass production. Being a scientific management appreciator, you should be knowing about huge quantity of production which is going to be appreciated, and massive production when it is taking place that can be satisfy similar kind of needs, similar kind of abilities, whoever is required, definitely they will be producing in a better way that will be reach large audience with the help of massive production. Mass production, you can take an example like a Coca-Cola or KFC or something else. All these are the examples of massive production. Low manufacturing cost. This is all the time headache for the companies. Whenever they are minimizing prices, people are not at all comfortable. They will be expecting, can you reduce the price? So one and all option for the companies is how to minimizing this manufacturing cost. When they minimize manufacturing cost, relatively they will be getting many more benefits. If you are producing a product with the low price, then ultimately most of the customers you are going to be attracting, definitely they will be very happy to use about your products. Merchandise assemble line. A single place can be assembled by the products. If it is a heavy machine or a big product, cannot be assembled in one particular place. So what companies will do, according to the managerial comfortability, they need to share about their the capacity levels. If they want to go for maximizing their efficiency, they will be having n number of branches in the same location, so that 50% of production process will be done in one place, rest of 50% will be done in another place. Finally, that is move on to the showroom for sales. Specialization of the labor. Labor also one of the important resource in the country. Why? Because India is one of the country that where we are going to have highest number of youth. Of course, there is a competition with the China, but when compared to China also, India is only having highest rate of youth, and as well as in the all over the globe also, India is taking the second place of to start up by the startup businesses. So when we have huge number of labor, they will be ready to work even for 5 days, 6 days also. Relatively, they will be expecting by the appreciation from the management. Interchangeable parts. It is like a supporting document for the companies. Here, what they will do, major part only will be performed by main component. Where it is not required, then those parts can be simultaneously can be changing, and relatively same kind of work can be done by other components also. Human relations and behaviorism. In the year of 1927 to 1932, 5 years, a research was done at the place of Hawthorne. So in this Hawthorne, randomly they were selected around 2000 employees. These 2000 employees, they were studying about psychological, sociological behavior, whether when they are working with a small group, production is increasing or decreasing will be noted by the behavioralist, and relatively they are explaining to the society. Instead of a salary, most of the employees were assuming that they need to work with co-workers. They need some time as a leisure. They are expecting much more work efficiency related working environments from the management. Operations research. As we know very well, during the Second World War time, the China, Italy, Germany was highly damaged. When compared to other group, this Japan was highly damaged. Immediately, there is a research where we need to develop, where we need to invest our money, how we need to be go for a competitive country to the world. Immediately, as a result of that, they were talking about the university education we need to provide for them, industries we need to invite for them, government should be very strong to collect direct or indirect fund from the public, so that public companies which are going to be strong. Then they are giving an importance for development of the private sectors also. Now we are in the peak of computer revolution. Today everyone knows about what is computer and how it is going to be work, what kind of benefits we are going to be getting. Each and every industry backbone, one of the important role was performed by computer revolution. The explosive growth of communication technology was highly influencing in all the sectors, because even in the manufacturing sector or managerial level also, mutually they are sharing the information within 3 seconds from one to another. We cannot able to believe based on the computer one separate sector in industry was created in the name of IT world. Whenever you have any kind of doubt about any concept or some kind of issues, people are googling and they are getting the information. Now we are able to see the competitor for the Google in the name of ChatGPT. In future era also we can able to find out n number of competitors for computer upgradation. Thank you.